Mark Golding continues to lie because Mark Golding said that 27 members of the opposition supported him and only one didn't support him, and that person is overseas. But Mark Golding himself and 27 make 28. So again, Mark Golding is lying to the people. And there is indeed an infraction. I know it now show me the restriction. But continue for the I don't know why TikTok keep restrict me. Mark Golding continue to lie for the people to the people them. There is an infighting in the PNP currently as we speak. Philip Palwell, Julian Robinson, Damian Crawford, for a fact, they do not support Mark Golding to continue as the leader of the opposition because they are from the one PNP. Guys, stop up the screen, please. I don't know why TikTok keep giving me restriction. It lift and it come back. It lift and it come back. So you have to stop up the screen. Mark Golding is not supported by Damian Crawford. You notice that from the election, Damian Crawford got silent. Philip Palwell, silent. Julian Robinson, silent. Because these people do not support Mark Golding. Do not support Mark Golding as the leader of the opposition. I don't know. I don't think of the picture because for the last time I really come live, because I come live, I get restriction and I don't know why. I need to create a new page or what. But as I said, they not support Mark Golding and there's an infighting. And then Dayton Campbell, who come on a platform and come talk about, oh, Andrew Holness have not set any record because PJ was a 4th-term prime minister. Dayton Campbell, you should not even be sitting in our parliament because nowhere in the world a man of your character, a man of your character, Dayton Campbell, should be sitting in our parliament, coming on to all a press conference talking about, oh, there is voter intimidation and there was vote buying. When Dayton Campbell went on the political platform and tell taximen not to carry labor rights, wasn't that voter suppression? The bag that Dayton Campbell walk around on him back with at every election, what in the bag? And a water and a sweetie and a candy. There's a video out on the internet now with a man in an orange shirt and Richard Azan. Even that one, should that even be in our parliament? He's just coming to reap the last of what he can reap from taxpayers' money. Because I'm sure he's not going to run the next election. Richard Azan is going to be about 85 at the next election. Where is this man going? But the people of Clarendon are so backward and so tuned in to color that they want no development. Thank God the people of South Manchester see the light. The people of North Trelawney see the light and shy away from the PNP. These people who call themselves the opposition continue to tell people, oh, we have a stronger opposition. There's nothing as a stronger opposition. You are the opposition. And all of you can come to parliament and do a talk So if Parliament keep 4 hours, Uncle can come talk for the 4 hours and nothing more. Uncle can block nothing from happening. Uncle can't stop nothing from happening. Uncle still are the minority. Because in 2016, when we had a 1-seat majority, nothing at all Uncle could have blocked in the Parliament. So the fact that you're going to say, oh, we can block now and we're strong, one of us a stronger set of buffoons that will be sitting in the Parliament, nothing more, not less. Mr. Dayton Campbell out there, I tell people, oh, they should respect ISAT. Respect which one of the ISAT? Which one of the ISAT Buchanan Dayton Campbell I tell people for respect? The same Isaac Buchanan will tell Paula Llewellyn where she figure suck from where she not figure suck. The same one will tell Jamaican people, I call them monkeys, and was fired from CVM TV. The same one who said the people of East Portland are dunce and not illiterate enough to understand a manifesto, and that is why he will not write one for them. Or is it the same Isaac Buchanan who was disbarred from practicing law in Jamaica for approximately 2 years because of his conduct? The characters of the people who the PNP set out to put up for representational politics, every single one of them have questionable character. One of some wash up all rejects, have nothing to offer to the people but fluff and looks and hype. Mark Golding is going to hold a press conference, come to the people and tell them that they have reason to believe that there were voter irregularities and persons could vote in the election and but there is no evidence. Mark Golding, who claims that he is a learned attorney, who should have more sense than that. And the attack again is on the Prime Minister and the PNP. And as I said, they will be in opposition for the next 100 years because they are sticking to the script that they know. And they don't believe, say, it will change. The attack is still on Andrew Holness. And when you have people like Dean Jackson Miller, is going to say that the Prime Minister should resign. The man not even swearing and you tell the man to resign. Why? Because he is the biggest threat to the PNP and their operatives. The nasty propaganda machine of the Gleaner is telling the government that they should now give the opposition opportunities to chair committees in the Parliament. That will never happen. And all the Gleaner can post about is about past asset filings and file. It's not going anywhere and they're not learning. This morning, the Gleaner put out a fake article or an article with false and propaganda information that the Jamaica Labour Party have been ruling in Westmoreland since 2000 to 2005. And that now the people have voted. Can you do it? That is what the Gleaner put out. And they put out this article from yesterday. And people in the comments have been highlighting it that the information is incorrect. And they have not edited the post because it was not a mistake. It was intentional to tell people that the Jamaica Labour Party have been ruling in Westmoreland since the year 2000. And now that the mayor is rejoicing that now that they have a full complement of PNP MP, they can now do things for the parish. Because for the last 25 years, Westmoreland was ruled by the Jamaica Labour Party. That is the false and frivolous information that the Gleaner is putting out to the Jamaican people. And this is one of the things I blame the Jamaica Labour Party for. We need to have a dedicated team within the Jamaica Labour Party. I'm not even talking about government. In the Jamaica Labour Party that sits and monitor the internet, that sits and monitor the internet for false information and attack them as they go out and put an end to this false and propaganda trend that is against the Jamaica Labour Party. We cannot allow things like that. So you're going to tell the people that Jamaica Labour Party has been ruling Westmoreland for the last 25 years. And I've yet to hear anybody from the Jamaica Labour Party come out and correct the Gleaner that is false. And it is intentional, because if you put out an article from last night to now and it is still up with the same information, not edited, simple means that it was intentional and it was not a mistake. Oh, go on, big up yourself. Listen, I believe that, we won the election and maybe, for the next 2 years, me can rest. Go about getting my life in order, blah, blah, blah. But I realized that from the night of the election call, and the PNP start with the propaganda and the lies and the mischief from not even 1 hour after the election call. We have to be on the ball. For the next 5 years, there is no dropping catch with these people. I say Michael Jackson have started come about, this is a minority government. There is nothing as a minority government. And because the people report to shreds on Twitter, she is now trying to come back to look good favors in the JLP book. But me don't know about no other labor right. Michael Jackson will never have favor in my book. And nothing that she says is of none credibility to me. Because she don't have no credibility. There's certain people in society who sell out them credibility to the PNP in an hopes that the PNP would have won the election. And now that they realize that the PNP have not won the election, and the PNP is singing the same dead tune and riding the same dead ass for the last 9 years, now they're trying to, let's seem biased, not biased, and we're going to split justice. No. Keep the same attitude. You have false prophets like Peter Chambers and Mark Stewart, who swear bet that and Holness is Prime Minister, when I get a shock. Because Andrew Holness will be the Prime Minister until 2030. And he will be the Prime Minister way after that. And what the PNP does not realize, that their base is stagnant. It is not moving. It is dying. The People's National Party have a dead and dying base. Andrew Holness, I'd say from 2020 to now, who could vote in this election will be voting for the Jamaica Labour Party in 2030. And my advice is for the Jamaica Labour Party, start your canvassing now. Start your canvassing turn 18 by next year. Ensure them get them voters ID. And every year until we reach the next 5 years, monitor the people in your constituency that you know are going to become 8 or so by the end of the year, them turn 18 already. Them numerated. So by January, February, them collect them voters, them national ID. Every 6 months, you carry at least 100 young people to be enumerated. You cannot wait until an election, 6 months before election, you have push a enumeration drive. Cannot be. 6 months, you know, say election will go within the next 6 months. You're supposed to have your plan for election day. 6 months out. It cannot be that on the day of election, you're trying to come up with a plan and how to organize and who are going to be the runner for this and who are going for them people there. Because I'm hearing reports that on election day, a family of 11, no arrangement was made for them to go out and vote. As a labourite, you know that you have 11 people in a 1 yard for go vote. For organization, to get them people that out to go vote, should I make from the week before the election. Finalize the night before the election. It cannot be that on the day, you're making a signal that, oh, I have 11 people. So much things can go wrong on the day of the election. So this last minute planning, I mean, talk about the candidates them. If you never go in last minute, and I want to go in last minute, you must have an idea 6 months out. How will I organize my campaign on the day? Because as big as our rallies want to be, and how social media want to hype and the crowd and polls, elections are won and lost on the day of the election. The best organized, I mean, I talk about the people that we are walking on a buy vote 50,000 and 60. I talk about organizing, genuinely organizing your people on the day. So if you get 8,000 votes in this election, you know, say, you have to work to get at least 11,000 votes the next election. These are the strategic things that we should be doing as candidates. I don't know if my brain too big or too small, but in my mind, that's how I'm thinking. If I got 7,000 votes in a highly contested seat in this election, at the next election, may I look for get 10,000 the next time. So I must increase by 3,000. You can't want the same amount of numbers. I'm seeing people lose the seat by 11 votes. That don't make sense. 12 votes, less than 100 votes. We have to strategize better. And to the people who come on the internet, especially we live in a technological era, we're calling ourselves labor rights. I want to believe like, no. There's a thin line between freedom of speech and talking bullshit. Too much we have too much freedom of speech, and with freedom of speech now we're nowhere. Some of us have no talk at all. We will just cut off and go to one corner and go murmur to ourselves. Because on freedom of speech do more bad than good. And that is even everyone in the Jamaica Labour Party. You know, say at times them cut him off. Him not talk none at all. Because seeing freedom of speech sometimes can do more bad than good. And that is what some liberals now get. So they think of, oh, I have freedom of speech. So if I feel this country, I'm supposed to can come by the internet and chat it. No. Me, for one, I don't care about nobody. I don't want to hear it. Go cry to Jesus. You know what the MP officer got here, go there, so I don't want to hear nothing about it on the internet. And a lot of labor rights. And it costs some riff in some seats, and it even costs some MPs their seats. A lot of people won't say it, but you know, I'm not afraid to say nothing. A lot of labor rights cost MPs their seat and cost a rift in some seats. All because they were talking about freedom of speech. And me, personally, believe that everybody forget a platform. Some people for staring on the back and murmur to themselves. People might feel that way about me, fine. But in all honesty, some people who call themselves labor rights figure one side. They don't make no sense. They don't understand the art of politics. And labor rights are not too keen on playing politics. And that is our biggest downfall for most of them. I don't consider nephew a labor right. Nephew is an opportunities. The man named Teddy Lee Gray will come on TikTok now. Me despise the man there 100%. And no can go tell him say me say so. Him not no sense. Him want him with us have platform with chat for chat sake. And a lot of them in the Jamaica Labour Party, them bad mind Andrew Holness. You may I tell you no? Them bad mind Andrew Holness, but I feel like through them a labor right them with him. Them bad mind the man. Because a lot of them wanted the position that Andrew Holness is in. And because they're not getting them bad mind him. But the people who stand for him and genuinely stand for him, outnumber them, and that's why he is the Prime Minister today. Big up ever Warmington anywhere in there. Because ever Warmington have Andrew Holness back. The current set of ministers, Christopher Tufton, Flavor Williams, Dana Jackson, Matthew Samuda, these people have Andrew Holness back. And they are rooted in that it is one Labour Party. But then you have some supporters out there, like when them call a nephew, you have one of them Teddy Lee Gray, he must pop up on TikTok, now you see on Facebook, now he come on TikTok with the same bullshit. And every time I see him, I just scroll past because it don't make no sense. And I see the right I entertain him. I'm not for entertain him. Me, if you want to call for a blacklist of him on the internet, especially over TikTok, because of pure foolish in chat. Pure foolishness. It don't make no sense. Pure foolishness. Nobody is not saying you cannot be disgruntled, but guess what? See him like a work, not because you're disgruntled with something you can't just blurt it out. And talk where you know there's channels of communication and you have to follow processes. The same way if you're disgruntled and you follow the processes, you know them. And this thing of laborers, I tell the other laborers, oh, don't go vote. We tell them vote. You don't need to stop it, and a lot of you need to go down. A lot of you need to go down. If I tell people about there's nothing that can ever happen for me withhold my vote from the Jamaica Labour Party. I'm going to put my mouth around and talk. Me a labor rights. Me is a labor rights. And there's nothing that can happen for me to withhold my vote from the Jamaica Labour Party. Yes, common sense. You had vloggers or bloggers who told labor rights in no uncertain terms that they should not vote for a particular candidate. Yeah. And then they come and, oh, JLP win a third term. Some of them not for celebrating the third term of Andrew Holness. Because if of them one on alone, Andrew Holness would never be Prime Minister today. If I did them alone, Andrew Holness would not be Prime Minister today. Because they might build something with one hand and tear it down with the other hand. Or does that make sense? No, my blood is not green. My blood is red. But me a labor rights. And a very proud labor right and supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party in no uncertain terms. And me, original Goody, can without a doubt say that when it comes to vlogging and talking about Jamaica Labour Party, me, I one of the strongest soldiers for Andrew Backfield out here. Never shake, never waver, never tear down my party in no way. Never talk against my party in no way. And a lot of them say, no, what jump up. Oh, yeah, we get the third term. We don't forget. Uno figure away. Because if I did Uno one on alone, Andrew Holness would not have been Prime Minister today. A lot of Uno buy into PNP propaganda. A lot of Uno spread PNP propaganda. And a lot of Uno tear down the same party we not cheer for. Uno use one and tear it down. But thank God we had people who stand firm. And never wavered. And defended the character of Andrew Holness. And defended the Labour Party. You know how much time I have to come and tell them, say, listen, leave the hierarchy business at the top. If it was up to a lot of labor rights, let's talk truth. We would have win this election because they want Andrew want to see a campaign from last year. Oh, see the PNP, them out there campaigning around up and down. But why Labour parties are silent? Andrew wants to play chess. PNP are play checkers. So Andrew was never need to out there run up and down and make this one bag of knives all around the country. Because at the end of the day, what did that gain to the PNP? Nothing. I see them talk about them regain for. 14 of them seats, and that is a big win. When an election is called, there are no MPs. I'm going to see a lot of people around with that. Be very clear. When an election is called, you don't have no MP. It's a clean slate. There was no MP for West Andrew Holness. When the election called, Andrew Holness was no longer the MP for that constituency. There was no MP in Westmoreland. Anne-Marie Vaz was not the MP for Eastern Portland. Because when an election is called, it is fair game to everybody. So them coming at about, oh, we won back 14 seats. Oh, no, we back no 14 seats. I will not reclaim nothing. It was fair game for anybody. An independent could have won that seat because it did not belong to anybody. So the false narrative and the false notion of telling people about, oh, we gained back for name one stronghold of the Jamaica Labour Party that y'all won. Name one Jamaica Labour Party seat, stronghold seat, that the People's National Party won in this election. Our constituencies considered to be stronghold of the PNP, of the Jamaica Labour Party. Not one. None. Zero. So what inroads did the PNP made? They're talking about Mark Golding made a fabulous comeback of what? In the last 5 general elections, this is the first one that the Jamaica Labour Party is winning the popular vote, I think. So what inroads is Mark Golding talking about? In most of the 28 seats that they win is the lowest votes that they ever gotten in the last 5 elections in those seats. And they're winning those seats. So if the Jamaica Labour Party has strategized correctly on the day, we could have come out clear with about 40 seats, 42 seats. So the PNP did not win anything and they didn't make no big comeback. Next week, Tuesday, Mark Golding will be sworn in again as the opposition leader. And Andrew Holness is and will continue to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica. They're talking about they did not go into that election to come out as opposition leader and come out as a stronger opposition. You think the PNP invests so much money that Mark Golding cannot give a figure of how much money that they invested in the election to come out as the stronger opposition? To come out as a stronger opposition? Who the PNP really think them can fool? They're trying to soothe their sorrows and their embarrassment. To say, oh, we came out as a stronger opposition. Who goes in an election to come out as a stronger opposition? It wasn't it Dayton Campbell who said that they are going to get a beating, they must get a beating. So the beating that we got was for the PNP to be a stronger opposition. Remember, I really want to know. The beating that Dayton Campbell said, the Labourites have to get a beating. There will be a rematch. They must get a beating. The beating was for the PNP to come out as the stronger opposition. Interesting. They're talking about voter suppression when Dayton Campbell went on a stage and talk about giving their indoor and outdoor agents lights to check people's finger. The Jamaica electoral system is the best or one of the best, but better say in a top 3 in the Western Hemisphere and the world. When the election was called in Guyana, they did not get a winner of that election until about 5 or 6 days after. Our electoral process is one of the only ones in the world that the election call and get the winner and announce the same night. Other parts of the world are 1 month after them just to find out who win the election. I see people complaining about long lines. Have you ever seen elections in America? And they have electronic voting where you can mail in your voting. And people still are going to stand up in a line for 2 and 3 hours. No complaint. So what is the problem here? Dayton Campbell come to a press conference and told the secrets of the PNP. And because journalism is dead in Jamaica, or him can bully the journalists, them afraid to ask them the question. Because Dayton Campbell is going to tell us that people get 100,000. This is what they're telling what the PNP do, you know. Get indoor agents 100,000 of a show up on the day. Have ink for dip people finger in it before the night of the election so they cannot go out and vote. These are the tactics of the PNP, and Dayton Campbell blatant to tell the nation that these are the tactics that we used in the election and we still lost. So something must be wrong because we use all of these thieving tactics. Pay indoor agent 100,000 not to show up. Dip people finger ink in a ink the night before the election. Suppress voting. Tell people to go to polling station without them national ID to keep up the process. Dayton Campbell was basically telling us and the nation what the PNP was doing in order to try and win the election. Mark Golding could not give a figure of the amount of money that the PNP spent because it was millions of dollars. In Westmoreland alone, $15 million was spent on election day. To buy votes. I didn't see that news. His driver was caught with millions in the vehicle, which is illegal. Norman Scott went on a police station to assault a worker. And the woman movement of the PNP is silent. Mark Golding is silent. Dayton Campbell is silent. And none of these journalists who call themselves journalists had the gall to ask Mark Golding what is his stance on Norman Scott assaulting an election day worker. But that woman that she good come see video she tell, oh no don't have him stop behave me. That the polling station they would have to lock down for the entire day. No voting now go on there so like oh. Must be crazy. Now say you can't lick me, you know. But me nah stuff your lick. I lick for lick. Crazy. And now Dayton Campbell is telling people that they should respect Isaac, but respect a 2-time drug convict. A demembered law professional from the bar of Jamaica. Somebody who called Jamaicans monkey. Somebody who told the people of East Poland that they are not illiterate enough, literate enough to understand what is in a manifesto, so you will write none for them. Respect who? You must be crazy. And then there's this one, before me wrap up, there's this one named Shaka Flame, this reject, where out on the internet I spread lies and propagandas. I talk about people want people land for thief. And Portland people are so dumb. And I say this with in no uncertain terms. They are so dumb. They are talking about people I want to thief them land. Tell all these people in Portland, we're talking about people want to thief them land, to bring forward to the Jamaican people one notice that was served on them. To tell us a day that they have in court to answer to anything pertaining to land. Not one of them ever was served with a summons or given a court date regarding to anything with land. Yet still they're balling about land. Which land? Talking about people on beach, but at the same time, the same man who up on the internet calling Shaka Flame Bell. Now tell him the same much of the government in a court right now over Boston Beach because he does not want to give up the leasehold that he have on the beach. In down there charging of $500 for go in. I want to buy into the propaganda. Make it make sense. But all I can say to you, all in East Portland and Westmoreland and Hanover, ensure that you get everything that you heart desire. Ensure you get everything one heart desire. Dayton Campbell have not yet returned to Westmoreland. You know what the man do? He make a video. I thank the people them because he not reach back to Westmoreland yet. He don't even know if to find him way down at Westmoreland. We don't have a full complement of PNP mayors. Not one JLP councillor down there. Or maybe one or two. But the municipality is run by the PNP. 3 PNP MP. Every road down Westmoreland to fix. Market to make sure bill. Drains to clean. Community centers to build. Yeah. I'll be watching Westmoreland very keenly over the next 5 years. And over very keenly over the next 5 years. We don't know fully PNP council. I don't know MPs that are PNP who are not supposed to lack nothing when it comes to representation. I don't know, but I come with the notion and the fake rhetoric that, oh, is JLP in power, so we did not get any money. Every MP get the same allocation. Council generate their own fund. And when the ministry is giving out money to councils, everyone get the same allocation. So there is no excuse to say, oh, we're not getting the funding. We're not supposed to have everything to the ledger. But see, Mark Golding complained about, oh, we only had 14 MPs, so we only got 14 CDF. Mark Golding, are you dumb? So if they only have 14 MP, only should I get 63 allocation of CDF? And these are the things that Mark Golding and his syndicates do to prey on the mind of the people who do not know and do not understand how government work in Jamaica. But see, people are complaining about, oh, police and attack with people goods downtown. Like the municipality is not run by Andrew Holness. The municipality is not run by Andrew Holness. The municipality is run by the councillors and the mayor. I come to about, oh, this is to choose Jamaica for yes. So mind you, the sabotaging I go start happen. In the public sector, the PNP, them in there go start sabotage. In the parish councils, the PNP, the India go start sabotage. Because they will not work with the government. Because their aim is to make the government look bad. Them start already. And that is why we can't drop the kit. We have to stay up on guard at all times. I am just imploring the MPs now, the 35 MPs elected under the Jamaica Labour Party ticket. Work for the people. Communicate with the people. If you have a piece of road where you say you're going in 6 months, or when you see 5 months come, and by 6 months it's not possible to start, communicate to the people, explain the processes to them. Let them know that this is why this not happen. This is where we reach the process. I'm going to start take my message over YouTube seriously because TikTok now pay me for one and them keep a shadow ban me. So guys, you don't need to follow me on YouTube. The link is in my bio. That's where I'll be going. YouTube. Because TikTok keep on a shadow ban me. And I make the money over here. I'm going to need money. Yeah. I'm a laborer. I love money bad. I'm going to put my motor gun on top. Me, love money bad. Yeah. I'm going to work for nothing. Because people can be so ungrateful. We see what they do to Anne-Marie Vaz. That's why sometimes when they talk about, oh, MP not do nothing, MP not do nothing, MP not do. So my MP they not do nothing because they're ungrateful. You can imagine that them that do so much. I want to still go vote them out. So I will not forget no good representation. Because I don't have sense, I'm ungrateful bad. Do not worry, me soon join over YouTube fully. Because TikTok have so much restriction. We can't bother with them sometimes. That's why I'm so silent sometimes. You got people come by, you make a post, somebody come by your post, and disrespect you, you answer them TikTok. I go take down your comment. Oh, you have violated community guidelines. What? So you don't see what the person said to me. Because sometimes I don't scam bother with TikTok. But we can't let the space entirely. Because if we let the space, the comrades go over here and run free. And we can't allow that. Yeah, man, I'm going to start up myself for YouTube. But look for Mark Golding now, people. And that's serious now. Mark Golding can carry on country. Mark Golding can't run no country. Mark Golding doesn't know if he carry himself properly. So all of them who are come to Parliament, Isaac Buchanan, Nikisha Burchell, Daz, Damian Crawford, well, he have some parliamentary experience. Tell them to come. Tell them to come and bring them worse behavior to the Parliament. Do not just stop rubbing it on my face. I'm coming to YouTube, man. Sure. But just lazy at time. I need to shake that. Oh my God. Tell Dayton Campbell and his syndicates to bring their worst behavior to the Parliament. Let Jamaica and the international stage see the type of people that they are. Because for one thing, I know, with Andrew Holness at the head of the Jamaica Labour Party, his people cannot and will not drop their standards. But they have to come correct because they're not going to bully them in the Parliament. I not even look at them because them not even make no sense. Because them all just come to Parliament and sit down and them not have nothing. Like Gabriella, who was a senator. What was her purpose as a senator? She never said anything in the Senate. All she did was sat there and go up on her phone at all the Senate meetings. That's all she did. She made no contribution to the Senate. She was just there holding space. Me see Andre Stevens talk about how he wants space in a Senate. In a Ocean Jamaica Senate. These are the people that PNP was gambling on and promising them space in the Senate. People like Dre Bryan and Andre Stevens, if you got in a Jamaica Senate, gonna do what? What contribution can they make to nation building? Make it make sense. Andre Stevens in a parliament. Adua. I thought about students. That's what I'm going to come about. Me say I don't want to mama call them promise place in the Senate. Like Mark Golding. Mark Golding is a walk and promise everybody space in the Senate. And in our parliament. When Mark Golding only had 14 MPs, himself included, they had a 72 member shadow cabinet. 72 member shadow cabinet. And you only had 14 seats in the parliament. Them create ministry for our they not see. Ministry for Portmore. So the ministry is called Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. So them have Ministry for Science, Minister for Technology, Minister for Energy, Minister for Information. I just saw them break them down. The Ministry of Information, Ministry of Education, Youth, Skills and Information, Ministry of Education. Yes, something like that. Them break them down. So them have Minister for Skills. Them have Minister for Youth. Them have Minister for Education. Because their eyes is on the international net reserve to drain it. Mind you, which have grown significantly since August and has reached, I think, 6.2 or 6.3 billion we have now in net international reserve. That is what the PNP was coming to drain. Remember, Proven is still Minister of Dog. I tell you, Proven is still reporting net losses. The Gleaner, all Gleaner go on, I hope they can pay them staff and pay them phone bill come the end of September. A lot of these people were looking for a payout from the PNP. They were looking to go into position to collect all these big salaries that Nigel Clark put in place. The same salary that they were complaining about. And on my final note before I even go, people, get the message to the Prime Minister, the most Honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, that he should be collecting his full salary and all benefits that is entitled upon him as the Prime Minister of this country. Andrew Holness needs and must collect his entire monthly salary that he is entitled to with all of his benefits. Jamaican people are ungrateful. He need to collect all of his salary. See, one bag of new MP go come in and come collect big salary, and Andrew Holness needs to collect his salary. Aye, Bentley. Andrew Holness need to be collecting his salary. I'm gonna stop until he get to him ears. He need to collect his salary. No more cutting. No more sacrificing for nobody. Collect your salary, sir. You work hard. You deserve your salary. I mean, that is one thing what Andrew Holness needs to do. He needs to change that law. He needs to change it. It doesn't matter if PJ again, but Andrew Holness need him salary and him need to change the law. Nothing not set in stone. No Pure no Bruce Golding, no PJ Patterson, them no Prime Minister again. Collect on a pension and go. On no need to peg to the Prime Minister or the sitting Prime Minister. That needs to abolish. And Andrew Holness needs to start collecting salary. Make them go and live for them pension. PJ, Bruce, what them pension. On no need to get what the sitting Prime Minister get. That is bullshit. No, none of them that deserve it. No Bruce Golding, no portion of PJ, none of them. Because if me should resign, me can't get the salary me I get. Same way, me have to get pension. And fear, equity is equity. That needs to cut out, that cost taxpayers too much money. That needs to cut out now. Not even pension PJ, if not forget, mind you. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you for the gifts. Guys, follow me on YouTube, please. The link is in my bio.